Okay, we're underway. That's first pick, Ronald Acuna. I have 11th pick, and I'll be going after, as you know, the army of pitchers. I'm looking for home runs and RBIs. So, I'm going to sit back and let you enjoy this draft. Just watch what happens. Taking a while for the second pick here, fellas. I think he's on auto draft. Someone didn't show up. No, they went with Rodriguez, then Mookie Betts. It's interesting. What do we guess? Corbin Carroll. Yep. And then what's happening next? Freddie Freeman. Boy, Bobby Witt's hanging around quite a while, huh? Shohei Ohtani. You know, it'd be interesting to see how he comes back from that surgery. Bobby Witt finally went number 7. And it'll be Kyle Tucker or Aaron Judge next. Kyle Tucker. Oh, this is, I'm in another league with this guy, the Rockford Peaches. And they went with Aaron Judge. Yep. This guy goes with the same draft philosophy that I do. So he's a little more into, they went Spencer Strider with number 10. But anyhow, Rockford Peaches, watch for him to deploy my draft strategy. He's going to go after a lot of home runs, RBIs. He's going to get some good stats on bats, but he's really going to come at pitchers. I'm also in another league with this Sensei's Primo team. He put together some good teams in the other leagues. He went with, I took Matt Olson, and then number 12 was Tatis. I'll be interested to see what his second one is. Soto. That's actually a great start there. Soto and Tatis. He'll be happy with that. And then we get to me. Well, let's see. I have everything available to me. Some folks would take Austin Riley. Some folks would take Alvarez. Jose Ramirez. Maybe even Garrett Cole. I don't know if he'll repeat what he did last year. I don't know. But I've built some great teams doing this philosophy, and we're going to start out with Alonso and Olsen. Second time doing this, and this is going to turn out a great team if I can keep it going. So I've got locked in my home runs part of this whole thing. I could pick up a lot more players along the way that'll get those home runs for me. But the fact that the Rockford Peaches and the Sensei's Primo team, whatever it's called, Sensei's team, they went Alvarez to the Rockford Peaches. Telling you. And Trey Turner went after Alonso. So we're at pick number 17. And I'm not familiar with the rest of these teams. Bryce Harper, first baseman. And there's Ramirez, third baseman. 18th pick overall. Garrett Cole finally went with the 19th pick. So what are we looking at, fellas? I'm not familiar with your teams. I've not been in leagues with most of these, but the two that I have been, I feel like I'm going to be battling them for players. I know they're familiar with me. Austin Riley, number 20. A lot of folks might be surprised by that taking that long, but I'm not. I've seen a lot of these. Marcus Semien, number 21. These mostly go the same way every time. You know, if you watch these drafts, which I really highly recommend watching these drafts. Corbin Burns, number 22. So we've got 3 pitchers gone. We're not at the end of the second round. That is so common. That is what always happens. Rafael Devers. And now back-to-back picks for Down in a Hole. Down in a Hole. I want to fly. It's a great Alice in Chains song. But anyhow, what's he going to do here? With his first pick, he took Acuna. He should take Albies. And who else is he going to take? Guerrero? He might as well just take those first 2, right? He took Lindor. Francisco Lindor, and then who? Who is it going to be, fella? Look, there are so many players you can wait on in the infield. In fact, a lot of bats you can wait on. Ozzie Albies, so he's really set up a nice start. Acuna, Lindor, Albies. A lot of the best first basemen are gone. I got 2 of them. Oops. I guess one of them will just be in my utility position. It's kind of like taking Ohtani. You know, he's only going to play. There went Guerrero and Harris. But yeah, it's kind of like taking Ohtani when you take 2 first base like I did in the beginning. You just putting one in utility, except he has another position he's eligible for. There went Corey Seager, number 28. And Randy Arozarena. Bo Bichette. I'm surprised by how early Altuve is going. Luis Robert. Gunnar Henderson. This coming pick, 3rd pick, is where this year, there's Altuve, I'm going 33rd. I've been using these picks in the 3rd round for a pitcher. But if Adolis Garcia stays right there, I may think about him instead. Adolis, it's probably Adolis Garcia, that sounds right. But I don't know. Hey, guys, if you're listening to this, you're watching this video, and you hear me mispronouncing a name, throw it in the comments section. Help me correct myself. I am terrible with names. Just terrible. Someone corrected me on Kevin Gosman, and I apologize, Kevin Gosman, wherever you are. I didn't mean to butcher your name like that. All right, well, we'll take Zach Wheeler with that one then. Although Gosman had a better year and might have a better year again. But Zach Wheeler, we're taking Zach Wheeler. Pow. I like the whip. If I'm going to start a pitcher out, I'm going to start out with a guy that's got a whip like that. But yeah, Adolis Garcia went right before me. It would have been my guy. Where are you going with your back-to-back, Sensei? Where are you going? He's got Tatis and Soto so far. He took Yoshi Yamamoto, a good pick. He will probably do better than either Gosman or Wheeler or Castillo or Glasnow or Lloyd. He might be the number one pitcher in the league this year. Yoshi Yamamoto. Who's your next pick, fellas? I don't know. I personally, I do like being at the end where you get back-to-back picks. That is just so nice. But it's horrible waiting for the pick to come all the way back to you. But for me to have pick 11, I'm pretty happy with that. I haven't had anything early in the draft by that much. I mean, I had third pick. That was nice. All right, we're going to take Kevin Gosman. So now we've got Wheeler and Gosman as our two starting pitchers. We can focus wherever we want from this point forward, but it's a long time till it comes back to me. I have yet to take a pitcher in the first or second round. I've been focused on getting bats right there. Now, a piece of advice that someone had mentioned, normally I do not take this many pitchers this early. Okay, so there went Max Fried. Is it Fried? I feel like it's Fried. And there went McLean, Cincinnati second, and Ellie De La Cruz. But a lot of times you don't want to take as many pitchers early as I have been. But what I'm seeing happening, Luis Castillo, 42nd. But what I'm seeing happening is I'm being given this opportunity for all these pitchers, and there's still very good bats late in the draft. After round 7 or 8, you can still load up on some really great bats. Jake Berger, for example. That's one that I've been waltzing in on almost every single time. Now, if he gets injured, it's going to hurt a lot of my teams. But right now, out of 4 teams, I think I have him 3 times. And if I get an opportunity today, I'll have him 4 times. Excuse me. All right, Luis Castillo, George Kirby, Adley Rutschman. I've seen that one a lot, Adley Rutschman in the 4th round. I don't like to take a catcher that early. Zach Gallen. I don't like to take a catcher that early because, again, there's some guys available later, and Rutschman is not going to give you so much more production than a guy you can get in round 15, that it's going to be worth it. The production you can get in every other area is O'Neal Cruz, 46th pick. Hey, oh, I think someone let my dog in. I think that's a text telling me that my dog is ready to come in. Yep. All right, let me grab the dog. Come on, Cup. There you go. Good girl. Welcome. I'm doing a draft, Cupcake, so you just chill out. All right. So Pablo Lopez went 47th, and then Williams and Hader went 48th and 49th. Now, something I've noticed is that there's going to be somewhere around 20 pitchers gone by the end of round 5. Around 20, and that's been pretty standard. I'm analyzing this best I can right now. And here's the thing, fellas. Some drafts I've had 15 gone, in other drafts I've had 20 gone. The one where there were only 15 gone, I loaded up on pitchers after round 5. They just kept coming to me. But when there were 20 gone, it was a little different, that draft. It was a little different. I was thankful that I was able to grab mine. I went Clace, so that's 3 closers, one after another. And Encarnacion Strand, be a good pick if he gets full season. He looks like he's got good talent. I just can't wait for my pick. I always look forward to draft day. I love draft day. Tariq Skubal. Yeah, that young fella from Detroit. I'm a Detroit fan of every sport. Detroit Lions, Tigers, the Pistons, the Red Wings. I'm a Detroit fan. The Shock, I believe, is the women's team. You know, I just absolutely love Detroit sports. And, well, I have a soft spot for him. I was kind of hoping Skubal would get back to me, but he did not. But we'll see. Something else to get back to me that is worthwhile. Let's take a look. There went Logan Webb. And there's Jones. All right. You know, these are interesting things here. Like Blake Snell. Where's he going to land? Where's he going to? CJ Abrams. Freddie Peralta. That's an interesting character, isn't he? There went Mike Trout. And Goldschmidt. Now, I can't be the only one who's kind of scared of Nola after last year, right? I mean, that was ERA 4.46. What happened to Aaron Nola last year? You know, where's Bellinger going to land? Nobody knows. He'll probably come back to Chicago. Wouldn't that be interesting? Well, Peralta had an interesting season. Manny Machado. Don't think I want any of these. Blake Snell. Good Lord. Where's he going? Valdez. Where's he going? Oh, boy. Valdez. So my pick, and, well, okay, I'll be able to get those fellas. If I want Kyle Schwarber, I've got to take him now. I suspect that, well, let's look at Sensei's team. Tatis, Soto, Yamamoto, and Glasnow. Okay, well, he's not going to take Schwarber, so I'm going to take a pitcher. I think I want to make that pitcher Freddie Peralta. No. I want to make him Blake Snell. All right. So what you going to do, fellers? Sensei. This guy does a good job in drafting. Edwin Diaz. You know, it's worth it to see what Diaz does this year because he's coming back, and there's no reason he won't be every bit as good as he was before he got injured. Now, the reason I said this guy would leave Schwarber is because he wouldn't take Schwarber's. See, he took Bellinger. He wouldn't take Schwarber's hit on batting average. Whereas I don't care. I want those RBIs and I want those home runs, and look at the runs that he gets to. Those are the numbers I'm after. 3 solid categories. Okay, so Horner went with 63rd. Now let's scroll back up to the top here. Now, the fact that I took Schwarber right there balances things out. 3 pitchers, 3 batters. And there went Bregman and Peralta. Aaron Nola finally went. It's tough to look at Aaron Nola. I mean, it's hard. All right, so I'm going to look at this from a strictly starting pitcher's point. I like Senga. I think there went Evan Carter. I like Senga, although I think there'll be some regression. I like Zach Eflin. I like Logan Gilbert. I like Yuri Perez. I like a lot of these fellas here. Look at Justin Steele down here. How about Cole Reagans? Yes. Tanner Bibby, oh my, what a year for Tanner Bibby. I had him everywhere I could get him last year on waivers when he was getting called up, and he helped my team so much. It was great to have him on the team. But then I think things start to get a little... Christian Javier, there's no reason he can't have a bounce-back year. He was great every year of his career until last year. What? That dip in velocity, what happened? But anyways, Jordan Montgomery is one worth looking at. There went Lowe. Actually, I don't know if that's Lau. Because you've got Brandon Lau, you've got Nathaniel Lowe. This could be Lowe or Lau. And there went Jordan Romano, another closer. Merrill Kelly down here. Wow. Michael King. Okay, so Cody Senga went. Bailey Ober. There went Manny Machado. Look at all these pitchers that are here. What's wrong with Brian? Woo! Woo! So yeah, there's a lot of good pitchers there, fellas. JT Realmuto. 10 picks till my turn. Feels like forever. Starting round 7. With Kim. Okay. Whoever down in a hole is, I feel like they're having a rough draft. Although, he's probably saying the same thing about me. Zach Eflin. And then when Marte. Not Starling Marte. We're talking about the Cincinnati third baseman over here, fellas. Now, in this point, if you're still looking for a first baseman, look at Christian Walker right here. You can get him in the 7th round. Still a lot of closers left. And look, here's Casas. Casas? Help me out, fellas. There's Miller went. Okay, Miller went. We got another starting pitcher gone. And look, I don't mean to be rude, but why are we taking Christian Yelich so high? What does Christian Yelich offer you that you can't get 5 rounds later? Is it the potential for, let's see. Last year he had 76 RBIs. Is that it? Yeah, Christian Walker just went. Is it the 28 stolen bases? And then went Royce Lewis, the Minnesota third baseman. Is it the less than 20 home runs? I don't know what people are after. Jazz Chisholm with 79th pick. Logan Gilbert, 80th. Diaz, Houston's catcher / first base. We've kind of taken out most of the starting pitchers, haven't we, guys? All right, I've got to have this turned up a little. You guys are going to get a little of an echo. Sorry about that. Because I've got to hear the chime for my turn. I got to pay attention to my dog over here. Cupcake's feeling a little lonely and giving me a whiny. That's a good girl. All right, so he took Duvall. Looking at starting pitchers, there's no one that I'm in a hurry for. So I think I will also look at relief pitchers. Maybe Duran? Yeah. Got also Iglesias, Bednar. And, I mean, I could take Yuri Perez. Let's take Duran. So I've got a closer in there now. After 7 rounds, after 8... Oh, what would I like to have filled in after 8? I know some of you are seeing Nolan Arenado right there going, well, just take Nolan Arenado. Well, remember what I said about Jake Burger earlier? I really like Jake Burger. All right, so we're going to give ourselves another bat then. I'm going to take, I think, Castellanos. But Casas has got potential. But Josh Young was so nice to have on my team. But he was also basically... Then you got Luzardo. There's Bednar. A lot of people would be screaming to get him on their team. Huh. You know what? Since we're going to mix it up a little, let's get Bednar. There. 2 closers now. All right, but anyways, we missed, after me went Grayson Rodriguez and Raciel Iglesias. Then I took Bednar, and then Nolan Arenado went with 87th pick. I did like David Bednar. Tanner Bibby, shucks. And then went Yuri Perez. You really want to try to get Tanner Bibby on your team, fellas. He is really good. Christian Yelich. Again, why are we taking Yelich so high? Justin Steele. They're really coming at it with starting pitchers. I expect this to happen sometimes. I personally have. You ready for a look over here? Let's go to, scroll on the right side. Pete Alonso, Kyle Schwarber, Matt Olson. And then Zach Wheeler, Kevin Gausman, Blake Snell, with Duran, Bednar as closers. So 3 bats, 3 starting pitchers, 2 closers. I can take this anywhere I want to take it. But that Justin Steele pick, that's a good pick. Xander Bogaerts. Will Smith. Wilson Contreras. Again, I'm going to say, I don't know how much extra production you're getting out of taking a catcher this early. I just don't know what it's helping. Maybe they just want to build with that player. I mean, that is what we all do. You have a player in mind, and you make sure you get him. Like for Tanner Bibby, I do have him on, I think, 3 teams already, so I've got to be careful. Dylan Cease. Quite a turnaround last year. That was Spencer Steer. Multi-position eligibility. Don't know how it'll work out. We'll see. Not in a hole. Teoscar Hernandez. Let's scroll down and see the availability of players. Oh, yeah, I really want Cole Reagans. I really do want Cole Reagans. Alexis Diaz. Churio. Taking a chance on a youngster. Look, I'm going to look through second base here. See how much is available in here? There's a lot of second base available. There went Paul Sewell. Third base. There's a lot of availability at third base. There went Casas. Help me out with that. Someone please put it in the comments. Shortstops. Outfielders. A lot of outfielders available. All players. Langford, another youngster taking a chance on. I'm going to take a look at Sensei's team again. That'll help me decide what to pick. Okay, he doesn't have a shortstop yet. So since I want... Okay, look at how similar his team is to mine. 3 starting pitchers, 2 closers, 3 solid bats. Okay, there went Joe Ryan, Jesus Luzardo, and Evan Phillips. But yeah, because he still needs a shortstop, I'm going to be taking a shortstop on this one. Because I think me and him want the same guy. I want Dansby Swanson. And then I can take a look at starting pitching after that. I don't know who that'll be, but it's looking like it would be Reagans. Yeah, Reagans is what it looks like. All right, Castellanos went with that pick, so Dansby Swanson. And I hope I disappointed Sensei. I hope he's sitting there going, "Aw, shucky darns. I didn't get Dansby Swanson. Grrr." Joe Musgrove. Oh, he's got to take a bat with this one. All right, well, he's thinking, I'm going to look at starting pitchers. Reagans, Sonny Gray, Chris Bassett, Shane Bieber. Yeah, there's a lot here. There's a lot there. All right, we'll go back to all players, and I know who I'm going to take. And I'm taking, wow, he's taking a third closer. Okay, fellas, we're going to pull the trigger on Reagans, right? I mean, Sonny Gray is a more proven commodity. Nope, I'm taking Sonny Gray. I know, I've been talking about Reagans, but then there went Thomas, Lane Thomas from Washington, the outfielder. It's a decent pick. Now, there's a good chance that Reagans gets back around to me. I've seen it happen. But I have more bats to fill in. I need outfielders, second and third base. That's 4 positions I need to fill in here soon. Fairbanks. We're running out of closers. Thankfully, I've got 2. And I will find more closers as the season goes along. Spring training is going to reveal. There's Jordan Walker, outfielder from St. Louis. Anyway, spring training is going to reveal some closers that you're not even thinking about right now. But there went Gleyber Torres. My thing is that I look at the guys who have proven and have experience, because that's who a baseball manager. Jonah Heim. Jonah Heim went 115. Baseball managers, a manager of a baseball team is going to look at it the same way. Who's got experience? Who has proven they can do the job in the 9th inning? So the people who already have the experience are usually going to get the job. Usually, not always. But it's a good way to look at it. In fact, let's bring up relief pitchers. Okay, Clay Holmes. Pretty sure he's going to keep that job. Kenley Jansen. Man, if he's resting right now because he's resting. And Bryson Stott, Philadelphia second baseman. Michael King's an interesting pick. Tanner Scott from Miami. Craig Kimbrell. Now, there's a good example. He's usually a closer somewhere, even if he's not doing great. Nice little rebound last year, though, right? Michael King just went. And there's Alex Lang. You know he's going to be Holiday. And there's a risky take for a young player, but should work out. Alex Lang, you know he's keeping the job in Detroit. Why wouldn't he? Now, I don't know if Alzolay is keeping his job in Chicago. And then we start to get questionable about who's going to be doing closing. So, For Sensei to take a third closer, wow, he's really wanting those stats there. It's interesting. It really is interesting watching some of these. Brian Reynolds. There went Reagan's. Down in a hole. There went Friedel. For Cincinnati's outfielder. Friedel. Someone help me out here. I'm taking a look at outfielders again. Just going to scroll down here and take a look at what's going on. There went Clay Holmes. And Vinny Pasquantino. Cedric Mullins. I'm looking through here and, well, not much left when you go too much further. So maybe I take a couple of outfielders with these next two. All right, let's go back to all players. See them by the ranks. Because in pitching, I feel like I'm going to slow down on pitchers and take some fellas later on. There went Suzuki, the outfielder from Chicago. There went Luis Arias, Miami second baseman. Walker Buehler, coming back from injury. Josh Young. See there? If you want Josh Young, you might be able to get him with pick 128. The Rockford Peaches. This guy. Let me guess. Pitcher? Let me see what his team looks like so far. All right, he's filled in almost all of his bats. He took Tanner Bibby as his first pitcher, other than Evan Phillips and Pete Fairbanks. But yeah, he's taken all these bats. He took Chris Sale. See, I figured he'd go pitcher. One pick till mine. Not a lot of things here that I absolutely have to tap. I like Torkelson, but I cannot justify 3 first basemen on my team. I cannot justify that. If you need a first baseman and you've waited this long, give Torkelson a thought. And Yandy Diaz. Give either one of them a thought. There went Salvador Perez. All right, fellas. We're going to look at starting pitchers. I want to see it so that I can tell myself, nope, you're doing the right thing. And I'm going to tell myself I'm doing the right thing by taking an outfielder. I'm going to take Anthony Santander. There, now we've got 2 outfielders filled in. I still need one more. I need second base. I need third base. And whatever else I want to do with pitching. All right, Sensei. Let's see what he's done now. He needs to look at bats. He's going to look at bats. Okay. So he needs just about everything. What did he have? He had a first baseman. He had 2 outfielders. He needs second base, third base, shortstop, another outfielder. Ketel Marte. He took the second base. What's his other bat going to be? Maybe Yandy Diaz. I don't know. That doesn't fit the profile of what he goes after. Jorge Soler, he knows he can wait for. My. Well, maybe he does take a pitcher here. No, he took Max Muncy. Okay. Max Muncy. And then what do? I don't want Bassett. Fine year last year, but I don't want him on my team. Green is... Yeloff, no. This is 134. I don't think that Marcell Ozuna will get back to me, so I'm going to take him here. That fills in my outfield. Second base, third base, and pitchers. So, it's going well. Let's take a look at it. It's Matt Olson, Dansby Swanson, Kyle Schwarber, Anthony Santander, Marcell Ozuna, Pete Alonso. Pitchers, Zach Wheeler, Kevin Gausman, Blake Snell, Sonny Gray. Closers, Duran Bednar. Looking good, fellas. Looking good. Surprisingly early for Muncy. I've seen him go much later than that. All right, and I'll just... Albert Alzolay. Like I said, I don't know if he keeps that job, but if he does, great job last year, right? Alzolay, 22 saves, 2.67 with a 1.02 whip, 64 innings with 67 strikeouts. I mean, that's not dazzling on the strikeouts, but everything else is good. I said Albert, didn't I? It's Adbert. At least tell me if I'm pronouncing Adbert right. Adbert? Adbert? I don't know what that is. Okay. I'm probably looking at pitchers for my next 2. Masataka Yoshida. Who do I like at pitchers? Not Brown. Shane Bieber was not stellar last year. Christian Javier, what happened? What is wrong with his arm? Jordan Montgomery, that was a nice season. Okay, so there went Hunter Green, George Springer, and Munoz, the closer from Seattle. But yeah, Montgomery had a good year, but and he's not dazzling on strikeouts either. And we don't know where he's going to end up. Mitch Keller had a fine season other than that horrendous ER. Chris Bassett finally went. Let's see. Darvish, Bailey Ober, Carlos Rodon, Brian Woo, Gavin Williams, Jose Barrios. Still a few pitchers I can look at. Kenley Jansen went with 141st. And then Geloff. Is that Geloff? Oakland second baseman. And what is with Justin Verlander? Wow, man. Isn't he like 68 years old and still out here throwing shutouts? is it Volpe? Volpe. Volpe. Volp. I think it's Volp, but correct me if I'm wrong. Put it in the comments. Let me know. Hey, buddy, you're pronouncing it wrong. Shane Bieber with 144th. Scott, Miami's supposed to closer. Why am I looking at Mitch Keller? Here, let's look at Scott's numbers. Look at that. 2.31, 0.99, 104 strikeouts in 78 innings. That's dazzling. That is dazzling. Yandy Diaz finally with the... Wait, that's not Yandy. There went Craig Kimbrell. Yeah, Yandy. Craig Kimbrell went with 147th. You know what? If I take Craig Kimbrell, I am going to promise you I'll be taking the guy that's right behind him in the closer role, Yennier Cano. I promise I'd have them both, just in case Kimbrell doesn't get the job done. Ruiz from Oakland. Esteury Ruiz. But look at these Verlander numbers last year. Look at this guy. I mean, he's not blowing up the strikeouts anymore, but wow, how is he still doing it? Kind of reminds you of Nolan Ryan, doesn't it? Nolan Ryan, it seemed like he was able to pitch forever. And it seems like Verlander is never going to slow down either. Then went Jimenez and McCormick. I think that's Chaz McCormick. Chaz. I knew a guy in college named Chaz back in 1990. Spencer Torkelson, Detroit first baseman, finally with the 151st pick. It just doesn't seem right for him to stay that long. And I tell people, don't pay attention to this ADP over here at the side. You know, that's going to change. Pay attention to pay attention to all of it. Get an idea of it, but pay attention to this drafting, because Spencer Torkelson is always waiting that long. I don't know how his ADP shows so high, because round 13 or 14 is where I keep seeing him go. Thairo Estrada. Bit of a stolen base machine for Estrada. And Gavin Williams right after that. But Estrada, 23 stolen bases last year, hit 271. Not much in the line of RBIs and runs. I mean, your production is fairly limited from him. So, but anyways, Williams went right after that to the Rockford Peaches. What is it with that guy? For me, I don't want to say it out loud because I'll put it into the universe and then this guy will take it. He took Verlander. But I'm going to come on down here and look at, where is he? There he is, Merrill Kelly. We're going to take Merrill Kelly, guys. Dum-ba-da-dum. Okay, so Sensei Sensei needs more bats. He needs a shortstop. And he needs one more starting pitcher at least. The way he drafts it, he wants... he took Helsley on the last one. He's really going after those saves. And he's a good player. He puts together good teams. Sean Murphy. Took a catcher. I don't blame you. Of all the things you can look at here, I mean, catchers are getting thin. Starting pitchers are... Who wants to take a chance on Christian Javier? Right? Who wants to take Mitch Keller and that horrible whip ERA? Good strikeouts, though. Carlos Rodon, will he have a bounce back? I mean, look at last year, 64 innings. Oh my, so Sensei just took... Okay, Sensei just took him. All right, and this is where I like to take... I mean, it's early, but I want Jake Berger on my team. It's a bit early for drafting him, not by much. By the X rank, or by ADP, I should have been taking Alec Boehm, but Alec Boehm doesn't give me the numbers that Berger does. They're going to be similar in runs, RBIs, no stolen bases for either of them, both batting around okay, well, according to this, Boehm will bat 270. Ryan Pepe, okay, Naylor, after that, Naylor, Pepiot, and Brown, starting pitcher from Houston. But Boehm is going to get 18 fewer home runs. And there went Contreras, St. Louis catcher. Okay, so I've got all the starting pitching. I'd like to have 2 or 3 more starting pitchers. I don't need to worry about closers now. I need second base, catcher, and a utility bat. Nolan Gorman just went with that pick. Christian Javier, 166th. Oh, hold on. You just went outside. Hold on. Sorry, old girl over here is being needy. It's all right. She is 13, so she just, more than anything, she just needs people. Somebody to tell her, hi, it's good to see you. Yes, I see you. 13 years old. She's a Feist and Healer mix, so she's not a big dog. Cal Raleigh, 167th. If you're looking for home runs out of a catcher, he's your guy. Look at 30 home runs last year, 75 RBIs, 78 runs. It's okay. Oh, girl. There went Paredes. Well, it's okay. All right, so there went Solar. If you were looking for Paredes as your second baseman or Soler as your outfielder, they are gone. What is left at second base? I need to still grab somebody. I could grab Morel. He'll be fine. Brandon Drury. I think I'd almost rather have Drury. Tommy Edman, nah. All right, so Barrios and Fat. Pfat. You Darvish. Ian Happ. 173rd. We are into round 15. Quan, Cleveland outfielder. Jordan Montgomery, the pitcher. You know, there's also Eloy Jimenez, Alex Manoah. There's old Alex Lang. Someone just took Alex Lang. I'm just looking at his name. Well, tell you what. I like Bailey Ober. I'm going to take him. So now I have all of the starting slots on pitcher. I still need a second base, a catcher, and a utility bat. Hello? And it's my other dog. But I figure since they're taking Manoah, I might as well take Ober because somebody else is gonna anyways. Alvarado, Phillies relief pitcher, just went. All right. I don't think I need to take India. I really need a second baseman. Yeah, poor old Shane Baz. Young fella having to have Tommy John like that. All right, so, okay, there's Morel, there's Adames, there's Brian Woo, Brandon Drury's, and are all of the players just gone? Is anybody else realizing that Kyle Bradish is possibly not going to pitch this year? I mean, he's having trouble. All right, so let's look at needs. Second base, I can wait. Starting pitchers, Shane Baz, we don't know if he's going to pitch much. Nick Pivetta, there's Charlie Morton. And let's then take a look at relief pitchers. Leclerc. No. All right, well, based on what we're doing here then, we're going to take Morel because he is going to be a fine second baseman for me. And we're in round 17 coming up next. That was round 16 is what we're in the middle of. Okay, so is Alvarado, Edman, and then I took Christopher Morel. Then it was Justin Turner, Imanaga, and Garrett, Miami starting pitcher. Shane Baz just went. Now, anyways, I was going to mention, because of that injury to, it's the UCL on Kyle Bradish. You know, they were drafting him high. He was getting drafted high. But not anymore. It's a UCL, and that's the... Okay, so anyways, Kelenic, That's the precursor to you're going to have Tommy John surgery. And, yeah, sprained UCL. We don't know if he might miss the whole season. And there went Nimmo, New York Mets outfielder. But I like Eduardo Rodriguez, too. I don't hate him. Then went Matsui, San Diego's pitcher. I'm not sure 100% how he's gonna end up doing. Tristan McKenzie, yuck, what a year. But I'm looking down here because I'm gonna key up somebody. Tyler Wells, okay? With the Bradish injury, Tyler Wells has a chance at taking a rotation spot. And I know I had to dig deep down into starting pitchers to find him, which means there's a good chance no one else is thinking about it. Andrew Abbott's a nice one, too. Then went Riley Green, Detroit's outfielder. And there's really Nestor Cortez. Wow, what happened during that season? He was doing great, and then all of a sudden, bleh. Leclerc. There's Reese Olson. He had a bleh. Michael Wacha. A lot of folks. Will Wacha repeat that? Maybe. I don't know. Will he repeat the 133 innings? Maybe. They went Pivetta. It's gotten thin down here in the starting pitching. John Means also has a good shot at taking some of those innings. Let's cue him up. April 2022, back strain last spring. He came back and only pitched a little, but I got faith in the idea of I could take both of those guys. Playing for Baltimore. Yeah, that could be good. Jonathan India. Charlie Morton. Oh, yeah, I still need a catcher. Francisco Alvarez is here. I can do that. Logan Hop is down here. I could do that. Willie Adames just went. Alvarez, fine year last year. Logan Hop, fine year last year. Get more playing time this year. But Alvarez, it's not a bad pick. Maybe I'll take Alvarez. Let's cue him up. Then I also need a regular bat. Hoskins is one to take a chance on. Still be a third first baseman. Tyler O'Neill. Didn't get much playtime last year, did he? Brandon Drury's a thought. And then you get down into Rooker, Caminero, Jack Sawinski. Excuse me, I gotta. Bless me. All right, there went Bryce Miller, Seattle starting pitcher. Clayton Kershaw. Yeah, Kershaw, he could pitch well. He's a legend. Ryan Presley. I don't know. Is it proper etiquette to say bless you to yourself? Vaughn Grissom, Boston shortstop, is the number 200 pick. MacArthur, Kansas City relief pitcher. I wonder, does that mean Will Smith is gone? No, Will Smith is supposed to start with that job. Excuse me. Bless you to myself. Yeah, Will Smith is the one who's supposed to start with that job in Kansas City, so taking MacArthur is a smart move. There went Alec Bohm. And I'll take Alvarez. But after that, I like Stevenson. I like Smith. I like Carlos Estevez. I don't hate Robert Suarez. So if you're looking for some saves, there are some fellas in here. You know, Finnegan sitting right there. Will Smith sitting right there. Who would I take there? Finnegan doesn't do great with his whip. Neither does Smith. Well, Smith doesn't do great with the ERA, excuse me. Stevenson. You think he'll take the job? Because Estevez is supposed to start it. And Stevenson's struggling with a sore elbow. But like I said, Will Smith has got the experience, so he'll be the guy that is most likely to get the closing job and keep it. All right, so Eduardo Rodriguez is someone that I'm seriously thinking about right here. Not exactly dazzling on strikeouts. Good ERA and whip. Pitches well. And after that, seriously, John Means, Tyler Wells. Okay. I will take Eduardo Rodriguez. On the chance, I think Tyler Wells and John Means will both get back to me. But I also think that I've got to fill in one more utility bat. But if I get Tyler Wells and John Means, I've got two more spots for some closers. Okay, there went Duran, the Boston outfielder. There went Nestor Cortez, and there went O'Neill, Boston's outfielder. And Robert Stevenson. Kind of anticipated that. Don't neglect Brian Woo! Logan O'Hop went 211. I need that utility bat. I'd like someone with multi-position eligibility, and that points me to Brandon Drury. There went Savale. Yeah, who else would you take with multiple position eligibility? Brandon Woo, and then Candelario. Giancarlo Stanton. I mean, he had only 371 at bats, 24 home runs, but he only hit 191. Man, can he stay healthy ever? The poor guy. Lucas Giolito went with that pick. Let's just focus on batters. It looks just the same. Nothing changed. But no one in this part of the draft is supposed to drastically change the face of your team. Ezekiel Tovar. Max Scherzer. 9 picks till my turn. There went low. Texas first baseman Andrew Abbott. Jose Abreu. Let's look back at these relief pitchers. Will Smith, Kyle Finnegan, both closers, probably keeping their job. If I take Finnegan, wouldn't I want to take Harvey? Almost. Take a look at starting pitchers. Nothing real exciting. Nothing tremendously exciting. A lot of folks would jump at Michael Wacha. And when you look at bats, it's just, I can look through all this stuff all day long. Kyle Finnegan just went. Aroldis Chapman just went. Moreno, Arizona's catcher. Will Smith. Well, there went my chance for Will Smith, huh? Keith, Detroit's second and third baseman. Carlos Estevez, the Angels' probable closer. So I will take John Means. And then after that, I think I'll take Drury. And then probably look at Wells. And then I'll have 2 more bench positions to fill in. Actually, I can wait on Wells. There went Jacob deGrom. I don't want to wait on Drury, though, because I really want to put him in for multiple position eligibility in my utility spot. It's gonna help out. But it is first base, second base. But you know, we got second base outfield, so that helps. First base outfield. Be a lot of people with first base eligibility. Okay, so Paxton just went with that pick. So he took deGrom, Paxton. And sure, I'll take Drury. And now is when I usually take a look at the standings to see what my numbers look like. My numbers look pretty good. Let's see here. 3.34 ERA with a 1.14 whip. 1,300 strikeouts, which should put, I'm number 2 there. Saves, I got a decent amount. I'm not trying to dominate in saves. Wins, I'm number 2. And let's see, RBIs down here. But this guy probably has 3 bats on the bench. I've got 314 home runs, which is by far superior. My runs are about, that's pretty low. But, okay, so there went Buxton. Oh, hold on. Let's see, Drury, then Brash, Caminero, Byron Buxton, Julian, Carlos Correa. All right, so we'll get back to players. Now, the pitching is good. John Means is a chance. I'd like some more relievers. a bench bat. So let's take a look at the relievers. There went Brian Hayes, Pittsburgh's third baseman. All right, Orion Kerkering's not a bad idea. Jorge Lopez, blah. Floro, no. Dominguez, no. Robert Suarez, maybe. It's worth taking a look at Suarez. Just a horrible ERA last year. Not sure what that was. Could end up a committee in San Diego with Woo Suk Go and Yuki Matsui. Brosdar Graterol, I liked having him on my team at the end of the year. Filled in some really quality innings. Jason Adam, that was neat. Hunter Harvey could take over that job. There went J.D. Martinez and then Harrison, starting pitcher from San Fran. I will queue up Yennier Cano because I really like him. I think I might take him next. All right, so if I get these two guys that are queued up, that leaves me one more spot. And I like to fill in a bat. Okay, I like to fill in a bat on the bench. And some of the bats I've been looking at are Brent Rooker, Jack Sawinski. I could look at, if he gets back to me, I could look at Rhys Hoskins. Take a chance on him. There went Lodolo. But the reason I like taking Rooker or Sawinski is because of their outfield eligibility. That, you see how we've got 3 outfield positions? Well, that basically is 3 positions. All right, there went Rengifo from the Angels. Rengifo. No, that's not how I clicked on. Rengifo. He's eligible for every position. Isn't that something? I have no idea how to... Rengifo. All right, so back to players. As I was saying, I like the outfield or multi-position because outfield itself is 3 positions on your team. And multi-position, well, that's always helpful. I would like to have had Nolan Gorman, perhaps. I'm not going to take Polanco. There is a second baseman. Let me tell you about a little secret guy that's probably going to get second base outfield eligibility. All right? And you're going to find him way down here. Hold on. There he is, Schneider. Okay, Davis Schneider. I'm queuing him up. Last year, he didn't get a lot of play time, okay? But they're working him out in the outfield right now. Oh, sorry. There went, after Rengifo was Detmers, Marte, Westberg, and Hunter Harvey. Okay. So Schneider, did great last year in his play time. But he's not guaranteed play time right now. It says, though, here that they're working him out in the outfield. He's trying to learn outfield. Okay. The fact that he's trying to learn outfield means that they want to get him into the lineup. They want him hitting. I mean, his first at-bat was a home run, for crying out loud. Okay, there went Garver and Bradish. It's going to work out great if he doesn't end up going to get that surgery. So anyways, I've got Schneider up there because... Fellas, that would be 2 position eligibility on a guy who can hit home runs, and it would work out amazingly. All right, I'm going to go back to all players, scroll that up. Ryan Mountcastle and Rhys Hoskins just went. And you got to take a chance on these young ones. You do. Manzardo, and then Abreu, the relief pitcher. So I'll take Cano. Take Cano because he's a great pitcher. Look at that ERA and whip. Look at that. It's not exactly a strikeout. He's not dazzling at it. But for gosh sakes, it sure is a good ERA and whip. Look, he even threw in 8 saves last year. So for my next one, do I take Schneider or Wells? I'll take Wells because I don't think anybody even thinks about drafting Schneider. Why would they? He's not on your radar. You know, as far as we know, he doesn't actually have a job right now. Oh, there went Lee, San Fran's outfielder, and I was not interested. And it's Robert Suarez. That's fine. All right, Wells or Schneider? Wells or Schneider? I'll take Wells just because he's ranked higher. Could get the innings that Bradish misses. Now, some people might look at my team and think, wow, he loves Baltimore. There went Ottavino, Mets relief pitcher. Because I have those 3 Baltimore players that I took right at the end, plus I have Santander from earlier. So I've got 4 Baltimore players on this team. But the fact is, these are just the guys that I need. Crow Armstrong. Bradley, Tampa Bay starting pitcher. Excuse me. All right, so Means and Tyler Wells, that's taking a chance on the situation. There went Dave Robertson, relief pitcher from Texas, 259th. We're coming up on the final round that I should be able to get Davis Schneider in. And if I can't, I'll be happy with Rooker or Sawinski. No, I know my dog is looking forward to this being over so she can get that attention she's wanting. Well, at least more of it. She wants to be on my lap. And I just can't do this with a dog on my lap because she gets all up in your business. Bello, Boston starting pitcher. Kentameda, Detroit now starting pitcher. Kierstad, Baltimore outfielder. Please, someone pronounce that one for me. Kierstad. Kierstad. Someone help me out. Stroman, Yankees starting pitcher. And we're back to down in a hole at Castro. Minnesota, second base, and there's other positions. I think shortstop. Castro, second base, third base, outfield, multi-position eligibility. Lots of stolen bases. Lance Lynn. Getting up there, buddy. And Sensei's Primo team left? Why would they leave? They've got one last pick. Here soon. I really want to look through these teams. let's see here, by the rank, based on what positions I will get points in, you look through. It looks like I'm playoffs again. I know this is a playoff team. When I take this last bat, that's going to jump up the runs and RBIs and home runs, not stolen bases because I don't care about those. But my wins, my saves are very good. My strikeouts are good. And my ERA 3.4 is a little higher than I wanted. Dalton Varsho. And then with Jeffers, another catcher. You can get catchers late, depending on what you care about for stats. Garcia, Kansas City, third base and shortstop. Now I'm going to do something that's going to blow your mind. I'm going to bring this up by last year's numbers. And that changes things, doesn't it? Look, I'm up here in third on this, dominating strikeouts. Look at the ERA and WHIP. Still the same basically on saves and wins. Still bad batting average and low stolen bases, but the RBIs are good, the home runs are good, the runs are good. I could honestly each week win 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, possibly 7 categories almost weekly. It's not going to happen like that. Look at the projecteds. The projected is just, I don't know, they use a computer. They went great or all. And that's one I said earlier, I did like having them on my team at the end of the season last year. It helped out. Pena, Houston shortstop. Ward, Angels outfielder. Orion Kirkering, Philadelphia relief pitcher. Silseth, Angels starter reliever. Not sure exactly how that's going to play out for him. Last year, I think he was a reliever. I guess they expect him to start this year. Rooker just went, and I'm taking Schneider. I got to take a chance on this guy. I haven't taken a chance on him yet. That might be my second time. I think that's my second time drafting him. And Sensei's Primo team left. So we're just going to have to wait for a while. But, so now let's take a look at the stats projected, okay? My target for runs is to be over 800. For home runs is to be over 300. For RBIs is to be over 900. I usually end up with crap on stolen bases and batting average. Oh, Sensei took Naylor with the final pick, catcher from Cleveland. Wins, I typically target 100, but I took closers early and got up to 84, which I usually want 80 in that category. My home runs are 1462, although my target is usually 1500. ERA, I target below 3.35, 3.4 is pretty close, and 1.15 on WHIP. So I attained the WHIP. Didn't quite get there on strikeouts, got the saves, not quite there on wins, and got these 3 batting categories. So if we rank this by wins, I'm first. Saves, I'm 6th. Strikeouts, I'm 3rd. ERA, 4th. WHIP, 4th. Runs, they give all of the runs that all of the players on your team are going to get. Let's look at Funky Cold Messina, and I'm saying he has 3 bench bats. I'm saying he has 4. I'm going to say 4. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got 5 bench bats. So, those numbers for him are a flat-out lie. He's not getting all of those. He's losing most of them. Same with the RBIs. He's losing most of them. Same with home runs, because they're going to be on the bench. You can only put them in when a guy's got a day off. You can't put them in when it just doesn't count towards your numbers. I'm a little disappointed in how Sensei's Primo team came out. Let's see. Murphy, Bellinger, Marte, Muncy, Edmond, Tatis, Soto, Outman, Jung-Hoo Lee, Bo Naylor. He got Yoshi, Glasnow, great relievers. Grayson Rodriguez, Musgrove, another closer. Rodon, another supposed closer. McKenzie, DeGrom, Paxton, Suarez. So he has an army of pitching, but his bats are suffering. He doesn't have categories that he's dominating in. Sensei's Primo team, there's nothing dominant about him. He's way down here by me on stolen bases. His batting average is way down here by me, just above me. His RBIs, runs, and home runs all suffer. He's got the saves. He barely got me in strikeouts. His ERA and WHIP are a little better, but not enough to make it significant. So if I were to play him today, I would win 1, 2, 3 categories, possibly 4, and these would be a toss-up. But we would actually, I don't know, I think I would beat him most weeks 6-4. Because I'm guaranteed 3. Guaranteed 3. So, and then let's take a look at the Rockford Peaches. Rockford Peaches. Let's see. Yanier Diaz, Paul Goldschmidt, Altuve, Bregman, McLean, Judge, Jordan Alvarez, Masataka Yoshida, Colt Keith, Junior Caminero, Kyle Manzardo on the bench, and Pete Crow Armstrong on the bench. And then his pitchers, Bibby, great. Chris Sale, I don't know. Evan Phillips and Pete Fairbanks. Gavin Williams, Ryan Pepio, Alex Manoa, it's taking a big chance. Shota Imanaga, James MacArthur, Nestor Cortez, and Chase Silseth. I just don't think he's got a good team here. They're predicting him to finish last. That's the prediction. I think he does this a lot. He puts together just... I don't think he's thinking about the categories. Because this wouldn't even be a good rotisserie team. I don't know. You want to get category wins, fellas. You want to get category wins. So, okay. Well, Sensei's Primo team put together a decent team. I'm a little disappointed in it. Rockford Peaches put together a bad team yet again. And for love of the game, I want to take a look at his team. First and foremost, he's only got 2 bench bats. That's fine. Let's see. So that's Perez, Naylor, Horner, Arnado, Trey Turner, Adolis Garcia, Nick Castellanos, Lane Thomas, Justin Turner, Alec Boehm, Jaron Duran, and Brent Rooker. And then for pitching, it's Strider, Fried, Camilo Duvall, Albert Azalea, Frember Valdez, Justin Verlander, Alex Lang, Estevez, Brash, Abreu, Adam Ottavino. Wow, I'll dominate him in wins. If we go back to standings and look at what he's got going on for strikeouts, I should win strikeouts, wins. There's a good chance I'll take him in home runs. It'll be close in runs and RBIs. He will beat me in probably both of these. All right, I'd say, yeah, this is a good team. That's a good team. It's a decent team. But overkill on the saves. I mean, it's... Some folks just do that. They go overboard on saves. That's a tough one to win consistently. But if we look at the 2023 stats, he's back in there. He's looking good. Yeah, he's got the saves racked up. But I'm right behind him. Right behind him. Better. Extra bench bat. I don't know. I'll beat him here. Yeah, I mean, all right. A few people put together some good teams. For Love of the Game is one of them. I'm one of them. Let's see. Projections and reality are two different things, aren't they? So that's what we're looking at, fellas. Let's put up my team so you can see it. Alvarez, Matt Olson, Christopher Morel, Jake Berger, Dansby Swanson, Kyle Schwarber, Anthony Santander, Marcelo Zuna, Pete Alonso, Brandon Drury, and Davis Schneider. At pitcher, Wheeler, Gosman, Blake Snell, Sonny Gray, Merrill Kelly, Bailey Ober, Eduardo Rodriguez, John Means, and Tyler Wells. With Duran, Bednar, Yennier Cano as my only relievers. I've got a total of 3. All right. I got a lot of starting pitchers. And I will get every start out of every one of them. That's the beauty of starting pitchers. I'm not going to have to bench starting pitchers when they're having to start. Other people will with their bats. You're going to have to bench bats. You're going to lose all those stats. Amazing that I always come up with the worst batting average teams, and that's because I go after the home runs and just don't care about batting average. So, anyways, thank you for tuning in. This feels like it was another great draft. I look forward to the season. I'm going to have another draft coming up. Thank you for watching. And remember, when you get your own draft, have fun with it. This is all supposed to be fun. And hopefully you make some money in the long run. You want both. You want to make some money. You want to have fun. You can do both. All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys.